All right. Well, this is not a typical video for me, but I hope it's helpful because I could have used something like this when I was doing this project. So I'm just going to show you the setup we got here. We have a bad well that's giving us about a gallon per day. So we decided to bypass that with an above ground cistern system. These are 1,600 gallons each. They're going to be linked together, so you should be able to see the water level through the white one, which should match being linked together through the laws of hydrodynamics. I don't even know what. Anyways, we got a valve to shut off the tank, so if I have to work on anything here like teeing off and linking to another tank, I can do that. I think I need to thread this one in a little bit. It's got a very, very slow drippy leak there. It's obviously not under a ton of pressure, but 1,600 gallons will make a little pressure. This was the inlet from the original house supply. So I'll show you how I linked in what my plan was when we thought we had water, but we actually don't. So that's the other side of the stairs. This is our PEX line or shark bite tubing that came in from the pressure tank, but this is our existing. We have a line coming through the floor here, shut-off valve, and we were gonna filter all of this iron oxide silty crap out of here, and there's already a 1/4 inch of buildup in there, and that was after about 2 hours of running, and you can see it's all packed up in there. So that's probably what the problem is at the pump, but that was gonna be going up and out to the garage to fill those tanks as we use the water, but now that's not part of the issue anymore, our plan. So this is my line from the pressure tank, the new one. And I just cut the old and then put these in, but now we're bypassing all of this. Look at this cool ring I made out of an end wrench. Yeah, sweet, right? So back to the other side of things. I put some nice arrows on here so I wouldn't get confused on which was which and have to backtrack and change a whole bunch of stuff. So that's going out to the 90-degree elbow into the rest of the house system. You can see it tees off and goes to the hot water tank, which I have yet to turn on. So this was going to be our supply line, and I had it into the top, and I was going to put it on a float switch, so every time it got down to a certain level it would open up and let it fill up again. But as it stands, we're going to have water trucked in here every few weeks, fill these bad boys up. 150 bucks. So just have to be conscious of our use, I guess. So anyways, we have a 1 horsepower jet pump. It's a variable voltage. I set it on 115 because I didn't want to set a breaker or make a new one, and I don't know a lot about 220, so. And I think these are 110, but it seems to be working. I don't know what that 5 amps is going to do, but, or volts, I mean. 20 amp breaker. And I just went into here. I guess I'll show you that real quick. So I came in right down here. I put one of those little grommet things in there. Fed the line through it. This is something else. A different project coming in up there. And I think it was going down to the basement anyways, but so I came up to here. You can see it back there. Send my white line into the bar there, and then also my ground goes into the same bar, but I saw other grounds there, so figured it'd be okay. And then we had an empty breaker here, so I sent my black line into there, and I obviously turned the main power off so I didn't get Zaporozhki'd. Yeah, that's the Polish way to say electrocuted. So that's that. And then it comes, power comes out along this wall. Nothing crazy going on behind here. See? Goes this way, all the way over to my 3050 pressure switch. You can see it's holding good at 49 or so. So I just wired it black, white, because that's how my dad's was at his house, and I figured it'd be okay. But, so the line in comes, this top one. I had arrows on it, just like the water lines, but they go to the outside, and the two inside ones go to the motor. And actually, they don't go to the motor directly. Well, I guess they do. They come in here, and the motor had a pressure switch on it, and it's also a 3050 switch, but when I had it hooked up, they would jump back and forth, and it was getting all weird, and lightning bolts were flying back and forth. So I just bypassed the whole switch. It still clicks when the pressure is higher or lower, but there's wires coming out of here, the ground and the white, neutral and the black, and I just connected the colors with the wire nuts. And I'll definitely put this guy back on. So out of the holding tank comes into the front, out the top. This is a little primer port, which I didn't put thread tape on, so it leaks a little bit too. You can see a little shiny moisture on there and a little bit of water down there, but it's not too bad because it's still also not under a ton of pressure. But I want to put thread tape on there and a bunch of goop like this stuff on there. But so then it comes over here. We got another valve in case I have to work on anything over here. Got a support here so it doesn't shake too much, and it's not a very shaky unit anyways, but I thought it might be. Being all hard plumbed in, I didn't want to have any cracking or anything. Here's a check valve, release valve, or pressure release valve here. This whole T unit thing came as a package from North 40 Outfitters, Big R / Tractor Supply type of place. It was 130 bucks, and I just didn't want to have to buy each little component because I figured it would be around 80 bucks anyways, and this had the right pressure switch, the 3050 that we wanted. So I just went the lazy, more expensive route. But yeah, so it was cutting on at about 25 and cutting off at 45. So I tightened this down so it takes more pressure to push up and click on. And it's working pretty good. Got it nailed, and had to use this tire gauge here on this Schrader valve, and made sure it was at around 28 psi. This thing is not very accurate, so I had two of them just to double check. But yeah, they're not very easy to read what 28 would be. There's little dash marks on there, but they're hard to see exactly where it would be. Anyways, it's right around the 30 mark, and I hope it's okay. Seems to be working fine. This is a 44-gallon tank, which should let the pump run long enough to cool itself and also not run too much, which is kind of the point of these guys. Kind of wish I would have got a bigger one, but we haven't used it yet, so it might not be a big deal. And I'm over it anyways. But so now I gotta turn the hot water tank on and get it going from there. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, ask questions if you want. I might answer them. Peace.